Hello. Since I was little, I wanted to be many things: a neurosurgeon, an investigative journalist, a manga artist, all of which were an upgrade from my previous ambition, truck driver. Then my mom, like all moms do, did something small that would change my life forever. She got me a book, The Art of Photography. I finished it in a week, cover to cover, possibly the last thing I've read since then. And I knew then, this is it. This is what I want to be, a librarian. I'm only joking. It was to be a photographer. Small problem though, I didn't own a camera or anything that remotely resembled a camera. So for over a year, I had nothing but my eyes. And everywhere I went, I was taking pictures. I just couldn't keep any of them, except one. That winter, every night on my way home from tuition, I'd pass the same scene: a dense, foggy road, people clambering home in the cold, shivering. A car passes by, its high beam cuts through the fog, throwing their shadows in the air. A perfect picture. It would last for half a second, and then it was gone. I saw it almost every night that winter. I built it in my mind. I knew exactly where to stand, exactly what the light would do, and exactly when to hit the shutter. When I finally got a camera, applause please, a camera that was not attached to my optic nerve, I left that very night in search of the image. Winter was almost over, but I found it. Well, as unremarkable as this image might be, it was everything to me. Everything I'd built it up to be, everything I'd expected it to be. All of that and more, but why? This image taught me something about the decisive moment, about how it works. And it is not what most people think. Henri Cartier-Bresson described the decisive moment as a singular moment where everything aligns perfectly. Miss it, and it's gone forever. But what that year and a half without a camera, with just my eyes, taught me was that the decisive moment wasn't about the shutter, it was about everything that happens before and a little more. It is about purpose, knowing what to look for, pre visualization, seeing the image before it even exists, patience, wait for it, but with attention, and of course, press the shutter at exactly the right moment. But there's one thing that nobody's talking about: making room for chance, accepting that nothing will ever be what you truly imagined it to be, and understanding that the gap between what you saw in your mind and what the world gave you is exactly where the real image lives. I wish that was the whole story. A few years later, it was Diwali. I was in Gargi, a village in Himachal Pradesh. After trekking 6 hours uphill, I had fallen asleep, was woken up by fireworks around midnight. Pretty rudely, I might add. I just woke up thinking, who the hell brought fireworks here? I woke up, wrapped my blanket around me. The lights in my room were off. My window held the entire valley, almost like the room had been built at the center of the gorge. The sky was full of stars, twinkling like someone had scattered gems across it. So I decided, like any good photographer, I'll take one picture. Yeah. Then I took another. This, by the way, is not a photo, it is my mind. And then I saw two people walk under a tree, which framed them perfectly. And I said, why not? One more picture. My mind again. 4 hours later, I was still at that window, enabling the itch that never gave. The trance only broke at the first light of dawn. I never went outside. The whole valley was there, and all I had to do was step out and be in it. Instead, I was inside, in a blanket, chasing frames. Mind you, I was not suffering. I was happy, more than happy. The camera gave me a version of reality that I was very happy with. I felt present. But that information was too much. As you can see, what had happened to my mind. I still travel with a camera. I still take photos. But now, I shoot on film. For those of you who don't know, it's old people stuff. 2 rolls of film, 48 frames. That is all I get. Doesn't matter how long I'm gone, doesn't matter how far I'm going. When you have only 48 frames, you stop reacting and start deciding. Purpose comes back. Pre-visualization comes back. Patience comes back. You don't raise the camera without knowing this is worth it. Because constraint doesn't limit the decisive moment. Constraint is what creates it. I now run a communications department at a design school, the Design Village. Recently, my team and I were tasked with designing an exhibition. Small problem. This was a campus I had never visited, in a country I had never been to, with measurements sent by someone I had never met. You see the similarities, yeah? I pre-visualized every wall, every corner, every sightline from a spreadsheet and a few photographs. When it came together, some of it was exactly as I'd imagined it. But some of it was better. The itch, it gave, just a little. And then, as usual, it was on to the next thing. The decisive moment was never about the camera. It was never about the equipment, the brief, the budget, or the number of options in front of you. It is about the quality of attention you bring before you act. It is about the clarity of what you're looking for, the patience to wait for it, and of course, the courage to act on it when the time is right. But we've only clicked the shutter so far. What you need in the end is the willingness to let it be more than what you'd ever imagined it to be. See, to me, that is designed for transformation. Not a new tool, a new relationship with how you choose. What started as a search for meaning transformed into meaningfully seeing in photography, in work, in life. I'd like to end on a completely unrelated note with a quote from a very renowned war photographer, Robert Capa. If your photographs aren't good enough, you aren't.
Close enough.
He died stepping on a landmine. I'd like to think he was just getting closer. Thank you.